Got this set?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I think we're just getting done. So hi guys, what's up? Today we are going to learn about the plateaus of India. Now just before starting this chapter, I think you should get your notes out because there are going to be quite a few vital points here. So, and also you should like, share and subscribe already. And spread the knowledge. So let's get along with this. So as we start, as usual, we are going to have the parts of the chapter. So we have the Great Indian Plateau, which is divided into the Deccan Plateau and the Central Highlands, which we are going to learn about now. So introduction. The Great Indian Plateau is the largest physical division of India. It is physically divided into the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. The Central Highland is divided into the Malwa Plateau, the Bundelkhand Plateau, the Vindhyachal-Baghelkhand Plateau, and the Chota Nagpur Plateau. So let's start with the Malwa Plateau. So the Malwa Plateau is located in the western part of Central Highlands. The elevation of the plateau is 500 meters. It is categorized as low relief, undulating topography. The word relief means variations in height. Then the word undulating means having many ups and downs. So this region has very low change in height and has many ups and downs. The Malwa Plateau majorly falls into Madhya Pradesh, as you might be able to see here. Alright. Now the Bundelkhand Plateau. The Bundelkhand Plateau is located in the northernmost part of Madhya Pradesh. The rocks in this area are mostly granite. The northernmost part of Bundelkhand is remarkably flat and mixes smoothly into the northern plains. And you might be able to see the picture of that here, if I got that right. So now the Vindhyachal-Baghelkhand Plateau. The Vindhyachal-Baghelkhand Plateau is located in the southern part of the Bundelkhand Plateau and to the east of the Malwa Plateau. Now the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Much of the Chota Nagpur Plateau is inside Jharkhand, with some part of it extending into nearby states like Chhattisgarh, Odisha, etc. This plateau is one of the most mineral-rich regions of our country. Now for the Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau is the second part of the Great Indian Plateau. It is also divided into many other plateaus like the Karnataka Plateau, the Maharashtra Plateau, the Telangana Plateau and the Eastern Plateau. It is mostly triangular and its top border is told by the Narmada River. The Satpura range along with the Mahadev and the Maikal range also show its top border. So let's get into the Deccan Plateau. First up, we're going to have the Maharashtra Plateau, quite a lot shaped like Maharashtra. So the Maharashtra Plateau is located in the northeastern part of the Deccan Plateau. Its western borders are defined by the Western Ghats. The maximum thickness of this basalt is supposed to be 2 kilometers. This basalt is formed when the lava from different fissures, creeks in the ground where the lava flows, are accumulated here. So the plateau's altitude is nearly 400 to 600 meters. Pretty normal. Now we've got the Telangana Plateau. The Telangana Plateau is located along the east and northeastern part of the Deccan Plateau. Then the average elevation of this area It ranges between 300 and 600 meters, quite close to the Maharashtra plateau. Then the Eastern Ghats form the eastern boundary of this region. We have now the Karnataka plateau. The Karnataka plateau region is also called as the Maidan. The general slope direction of the plateau is from west to east. Then it is mainly consisted of ancient volcanic rocks, granite, etc. Godavari, Kaveri and Krishna river basin lie in this area. Now for the eastern plateau. This is going to be a big one. The eastern plateau comprises of a few different parts like the Mahanadi river basin underneath the Chota Nagpur plateau. And it is very low in elevation, surrounded by hilly and plateau-like geography. It occupies the central part of Chhattisgarh and the western part of Odisha. Then the Dandakaranya region lies to the southern part of the Chhattisgarh and the southwestern part of Odisha. Then this region is also rich for its deposits of iron ore. The Garjat Hills are located in the northwestern part of Odisha. So now you should be seeing a map of all the plateaus on the screen. I'm going to hold this position for about 1 to 2 seconds. Quickly take a screenshot. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we are back. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do make sure to like, share and subscribe as I told before to spread the knowledge along with more people. I will see you around. Cut. Let's see.